afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. The opposition People's National Party calls for Parliament to be urgently reconvened in light of leaked Integrity Commission reports. Government to deploy police and soldiers to Haiti. And later in sports, Reggae Boys play away to Honduras in CONCACAF Nations League. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kerry-Ann Simpson. Here are the details. The People's National Party, PNP, is calling for the Parliament to be urgently reconvened. This in light of what the party says is the leaked Integrity Commission report to a media house. The PNP considers this a serious breach of parliamentary protocol and public trust. It says this also raises an alarm about potential breaches of confidentiality and the erosion of public confidence in democratic institutions. The Integrity Commission in recent days submitted 3 reports to the Speaker of the House, the Deputy Speaker, and the Clerk of the Houses of Parliament. Parliament is expected to reconvene next Tuesday when these reports will be tabled. Come Thursday, Jamaica will be sending troops to Haiti to restore order amidst worsening tensions spiraled by gang activities in the country. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made that announcement at a special post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House this morning. Kalisha Williams was there.
So for the second consecutive week, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has made a special appearance to the post-cabinet press briefing. Now, there was high anticipation from Monday afternoon when the Office of the Prime Minister issued a statement saying there would have been a special post-cabinet press briefing here today instead of the usual Wednesday sitting. Now, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced that Jamaica will be sending troops to Haiti, 20 members of the JDF and 4 members of the JCF.
None of the countries that have made commitments have deployed all at once. It's not practical, it's not possible. Preparations have to be made in the host country, and so as those preparations are made, then and the possibility of scaling up happens, then we will on our side fulfill all our commitments. So this is a start to what we intend to do, and as the situation in Haiti is prepared for our presence, we will deploy.
We also asked for a comment on calls by the opposition for Parliament to be convened early to discuss the Integrity Commission reports.
Essentially, in Cabinet, we didn't discuss that. That was not discussed at Cabinet at all. In terms of the tabling of reports, that's a matter for the Speaker of the House.
I'll have more on these issues in Primetime News this evening at 7. Reporting from Jamaica House, I'm Kalisha Williams for TVJ News.
An elderly man died in a fire that gutted his 2-bedroom house in Blyson, St. James on Monday night. He has been identified as 53-year-old Carl Scott, affectionately called Jaja. TVJ News understands that residents saw the fire coming from his dwelling and summoned the Barnett Street Fire Department. The man's charred remains were discovered during cooling down operations.
I can't believe, man. Feel it to my heart, man. Feel it, man. Feel it, man.
It's understood that the elderly man lived alone with his pet dog, who also died in the fire. It's still unclear.
Nice man, jokify. Yeah, very jokify. Anytime you see him, pure joke. Yeah, he was very jokify and respectable.
The recent surge in road fatalities continue to be worrying. The National Road Safety Council says data has shown the reason persons are dying on the nation roadways and how this can be prevented. Details in this report.
Since the start of September, 8 people have died from road crashes. It brings to 255 the number of road fatalities since the start of the year. Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucien Jones, says the growing numbers are worrying.
The last time we had less than 400 people dying on our roads was way back in 2018. We've been consistent having people dying over 400 on our roads for quite a while now. And the problem is that we know what to do, but we don't have resources to carry out the mandate from the World Health Organization.
He elaborated on the mandate.
You have to make sure that you have people driving at safe speeds. You have to make sure you have safe road users. That means they buckle up, put on the helmet, they don't drink and drive, they don't smoke marijuana and drive, they wear the helmets when they're driving. They wear dark clothes at nights. They face oncoming traffic. You have to have safe vehicles.
He says if these are put in place, there will be a significant reduction in road fatalities. It's why he's calling for more resources.
We need a public education along with enforcement drive. Been trying to get money for public education now for some time. We had a meeting with the Prime Minister in May. We were promised to get some funds. The funds have not yet arrived. Hopefully it will come soon. We don't have much time between now and the end of December. We need to get cameras on our roads. The police radar guns are useful, but everybody's talking about cameras across the world. If you have an enhanced measure like a camera, which can detect red light speeding, which can detect red light infractions rather and speeding on the roads, then it can help. Everything helps.
O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
Manchester continues to see a wave of gun violence. The latest victim was killed at a bar in Green Street, Knockpatrick on Monday night. According to police reports, 2 people were also shot and injured. The deceased has been identified as 46-year-old Kevin Brown, otherwise called Cheese, a resident of the community. It's understood that the shooting occurred around 10 p.m. after gunmen fired on patrons at the bar. Brown, who was among the group, collapsed outside and was pronounced dead at hospital. The 2 injured individuals are receiving medical treatment. The surge in violence began last Tuesday when 2 men were killed and another injured in a shooting at a bar in Bottom Albion in the parish. The Ministry of Agriculture says that thousands of farmers have benefited from its recovery program. The program was launched in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, which devastated the agriculture sector. Details in this report.
The program includes the distribution of chickens, feed and land preparation support. To date, the Ministry of Agriculture says it has delivered vital supplies to over 9,000 farmers across several parishes, with more than 15,000 broiler chickens and 519 bags of feed already distributed. The recovery efforts have focused on key agricultural parishes, including St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland and St. Thomas. Additionally, the ministry says it has begun land preparation activities in the hardest hit regions, prioritizing St. Elizabeth, Manchester and Clarendon alongside other key production zones. So far, $57 million has been dispersed, with $7 million contributed by the private sector. Approximately 2,000 farmers are being targeted for assistance. Fertilizer distribution has also commenced in the worst affected areas. According to the ministry, so far 3,430 bags of fertilizer, including blends tailored to the needs of greenhouse farmers, have been provided in St. Elizabeth, Manchester and Clarendon. This, it says, is part of a broader effort to restore agricultural productivity and enhance food security across the island. Shanella Precious, TVJ News.
It's time for a break. Stay with us, more local stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. Clinical Coordinator for the Western Regional Health Authority, Dr. Delroy Frey, says the urgent need for blood is mainly for medical and cancer patients. In a recent interview with TVJ, Dr. Frey called on the public to donate more blood to help address this emergency. He is urging the motoring public, especially taxi drivers, to be cautious when transporting passengers.
Just imploring people that I still would like to see more people donating blood. Now, if you compare Corn Regional Hospital now to South Lamar Hospital, most of the blood products are used on motor vehicle and motorcycle accident as well. And these injuries consume a lot of our products. And what are we seeing now? I am asking now the school are now in session, I'm just making a strong plea to drivers to exercise caution, especially the taxi drivers.
Frey added that he wants everyone to have a fair chance, but due to the shortage of blood, priority is only given to patients in most urgent need.
You are compromising our other patients that requires admission and needs to sit and wait that we have to prioritize them to decide who goes on the ward. I'm hoping that that can be minimized during this time. And I trust that people will just take these words of caution and exercise them and allow us to be able to treat our patients adequately and in a timely fashion.
It's now time for the Business Minute.
The Planning Institute of Jamaica says it cannot present a timeline for when Jamaica would expect to meet all the targets under the Vision 2030 National Development Plan. Program Manager for Vision 2030 Jamaica, Pisha Brian Lee, says an evaluation is being coordinated.
Jamaica is in the process at looking at what we do beyond 2030. So for the next fiscal year, we are planning to commence a process of evaluation. We have already started compiling lessons learned to see what do we need to do, what we've learned from the process to date, and what do we need to do in terms of moving the country forward. So I couldn't give you a timeline right now. It would be a bit irresponsible outside of having those results, but we will keep, I think, the media and the country updated as we go along in terms of looking at what is feasible and what can be done in what timeline.
Further afield, Apple has been ordered to pay Ireland 13 billion euros in unpaid taxes by the European Court of Justice ECJ, putting an end to an 8-year row. The European Commission accused Ireland of giving Apple illegal tax advantages in 2016, but Ireland has consistently argued against the need for the tax to be paid. The Irish government said it would respect the ruling. For the Business Minute, I'm Shane Masters.
Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, Robert Atkin, formerly with London's Metropolitan Police Service, has been appointed.
And we do apologize for that abrupt ending. We now take the roundup.
In the region, Robert Atkin, formerly with London's Metropolitan Police Service, has been appointed as the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service's new Assistant Commissioner of Police. This new rank is just below Deputy Commissioner. Governor Jane Owen and Commissioner Kurt Walton welcomed Atkin, noting his extensive experience, and add that they're anticipating his contributions to the RCIPS Strategic Policing Plan for 2024 to 2026. Atkin, who has held various senior roles in UK policing, expressed honour at the new position and says he's eager to support the RCIPS's team. On the international scene, tonight's presidential debate in Philadelphia between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris is highly anticipated due to the tight race for the White House. The Trump campaign plans to attack Harris by holding her accountable for the current administration's issues, while the Harris campaign has turned Barack Obama's criticism of Trump's focus on crowd size into a TV ad. The debate will be conducted without an audience, with muted microphones for each candidate when not speaking, and no notes will be allowed. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Nakinsky Robinson.
We head to another break. When we come back, we'll have your midday sports report.